Hello, beautiful listeners. Today we have chapter 3 of The Ice Giant. In chapter 2, Elika finds that one of her crystals glows and she has a weird dream. So let's find out more in chapter 3. Elika decided not to mention the glowing fire and ice crystal to her parents. She had done some more searching on Google and learned that quartz wasn't one of the crystals that glowed, so it was weird. Elika preferred to focus on the normal. The crystal sat safely in its sock at the back of her drawer. What was harder to ignore was the awful dream. All night she heard a voice. High and clear it moaned, "Alone, alone." But it was just in Elika's mind. When she woke up and listened hard, she couldn't hear anything, so it was just a dream. The voice was so sad. Elika felt a pain in her heart when it moaned. There was something broken in it. The voice sounded cracked. Just like the fire and ice crystal, Elika muttered to herself. The crystal had cracks in its interior, though it was smooth to touch on the outside. Elika had a lot of time to think about the moaning voice, as she had the same dream every night. It wasn't a normal voice, for sure. There was something not quite human about it. "It sounds like a crystal speaking," Elika said to herself one morning, "or maybe ice." After 2 weeks of the dream, Elika finally told her parents about it, but she wasn't too happy about their solution. As soon as she mentioned the icy sound of the voice and the glowing crystal, they sent her straight to Aunt Caroline. Of course they would. She dealt in weird things after all. So now Elika stood in front of Aunt Caroline's office door, holding the crystal in its sock. She didn't want to be there, but she had to. No one else would be weird enough to understand the dream. Elika knocked. Aunt Caroline opened the door right away. She had her work clothes on, jeans, a blouse, and a jacket. Her crazy curly hair was tied up in a ponytail. Aunt Caroline looked surprised. "I never expected to see you here," Aunt Caroline said. Come in." She waved Elika in with a big smile. The office looked surprisingly normal. There were lots of books on shelves. A big window let in the light. A map of the Himalayan mountains was framed on the wall. Aunt Caroline's computer sat on a light oak desk. Elika was impressed. "This is nice," Elika said. "You look surprised," Aunt Caroline replied. "Well, I thought there might be, pictures of your best friends," Elika said. Aunt Caroline gestured to a locked cabinet with a grin. "Everything about my mountain friend is in there, along with my journals," Aunt Caroline said. "Lots of students and faculty members come into my office. I can't just tell everybody about him, can I?" "No, I hope you don't," Elika said. She couldn't stand the embarrassment of everyone knowing her aunt had that weird side, being friends with a giant and all. "So why are you here?" Aunt Caroline asked, crossing her arms. "If you don't mind me asking." She looked at Elika with a rare, serious expression and her eyebrows pinched together. I have a problem," Elika said. "Oh," Aunt Caroline said, "and you came to me for help? I'm honored." Her eyebrows relaxed and a smile flit over her face. Elika sat on a chair. She was silent as she tried to figure out what to mention first, the terribly sad dream or the glowing crystal. Aunt Caroline watched her and chewed her lip in thought. "Why would you come to me?" Aunt Caroline wondered aloud. "You've never come to me before." Elika just looked at her, not sure how to begin. "I know," Aunt Caroline said with a gleeful grin. "It's your dad, isn't it? My little brother used to drive me crazy. I bet he drives you and your mom crazy, too." No, Elika said. "Dad's cool. It's not that. It's this crystal." Elika took the fire and ice quartz out of the sock. It glowed like a morning star. "Your crystal?" Aunt Caroline asked. "What's wrong with it?" "You can't see it glowing?" Elika said, surprised. My parents couldn't see it, but I thought they were too normal. I thought you'd be able to see it. Ah, Caroline said and raised an eyebrow. What? Elika said, hoping she knew something about the crystal. You don't think I'm normal? Caroline said. No, Elika said truthfully, not really. Well, Caroline said, I'm going to take that as a compliment. Elika shrugged. If her aunt thought being called not normal was a compliment, it was just another sign she was weird. But can you see it glowing? Elika said. It's like a star, like an early morning, you know, when the stars are all a little dim. Wow, Aunt Caroline said, her eyes wide. You know, that sounds almost poetic. Do you write poems? No, Elika said and crossed her arms. Poetry is weird. Aunt Caroline sighed deeply. Listen, I can't see this glowing, Aunt Caroline said, but I know this phenomenon. Some things only reveal their power to one person, one special person. She smiled at Elika, who scowled. Elika didn't want to be special. I don't know why it chose you, Aunt Caroline said, as if reading Elika's thoughts, but it did. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next video for chapter 4. Bye!